fugitives who've earned their 15 seconds of shame. Paul Everhart served time for sexually assaulting a young girl in Baltimore, then was supposed to register as a sex offender. Instead, he disappeared. He was last seen in California and may be traveling with a carnival. With a face like this, it should be easy to identify James McDowell, but he's been charged with identity theft. McDowell's an avid poker player, and cops say you might spot his poker face in Washington or another western state. Police in North Carolina say Antonio Alvarez slashed his roommate's throat after an argument, then dismembered the body. Alvarez may be hiding in New York near the Canadian border and could be working in construction. Michael Berger tried to bilk investors out of hundreds of millions of dollars. He took off before a judge in New York could sentence him. Berger loves fishing and boats. Cops believe he's hiding out someplace warm. Now that they've had their 15 seconds of shame, you know what to do. If you've seen any of these fugitives, call our hotline at 1-800-CRIME-TV. Most robbers like to work where there aren't many people around. They case out a store and wait, striking early in the morning or late at night. But up next, Ed Miller has the latest on a gang who bring terror to the aisles of brightly lit supermarkets in the middle of the day, boldly making their moves in a sea of innocent shoppers.
Can you check out a customer on aisle 10, please, sir?
A grocery store in East Dallas, Texas. On a hunch, a store security officer points his cameras at a strange-looking man.
Notice he's wearing a woman's wig, kind of hanging around, and his whole demeanor was odd.
The hunch proves right. The man takes out a gun. And that white can, it's pepper spray. His target, an armored car courier.
He told me to do what you're told. He said, pull off your glasses. I pull off my glasses. He sprayed me one time. I turned to try to get this deal out of my eyes, and he sprayed me the second time. I couldn't see. I could hardly breathe.
The attacker grabs the bags of cash and takes off running, while store employees scramble to call 911.
So I started chasing him down the dairy aisle.
Because he was headed for the back door?
Yes, he went for the back door. He went through it. The alarm went off. The door was closed when I got here. I went to open it, and it would only open this much.
Because?
Because there was a pallet wedged against the back door.
He knew what he was doing?
Yes, he knew what he was doing. He did his homework. It was part of his plan.
Just 30 days later, in January 2003, police believe the same robber strikes again. But this time, it would be 1,400 miles away in Southern California. And the results would be deadly. As we reenacted, at first, the robber fires a warning shot into the ceiling. Then, the man points his gun directly at the driver's head and fires.
Oh my God, the driver's been shot. He went straight to the ground.
What about the customers in the store?
They were screaming and yelling. I told them, get down, get down. I said, don't worry, help's on its way.
Somebody call 911.
There was nothing I could do to save him.
28-year-old Brinks driver Corey Medlock died almost immediately. Cops say he was killed simply because he did not hand over the money fast enough. Over the next few months, cops believe this robber pulled off several more stick-ups with the help of a female and a male accomplice who frequently drove the getaway car. And after the murder, the robber seemed to grow more and more aggressive. In Burleson, Texas, he not only pepper sprayed the armored car courier, but 24 customers as well.
Even with the makeup and the wig, his eyes are still exposed. We believe he's spraying people in the face and continues to do this so nobody can identify him.
In all of these robberies, the MO has been the same. Wig, pepper spray, and then escape out the back door. But on January 24th of this year, here at this Walmart in Garland, Texas, there was still another pepper spray robbery. But this time, there was something very different about the way these guys got their loot.
The robber is a completely different individual than the earlier robber.
So who is it?
It's probably the partner of the earlier robber.
Unfortunately, we do not have good pictures of the robbers' partners. But these older surveillance video images have given us a good look at the original gunman's face. That could be why the gang decided to make the change. And the front man isn't the only thing they've changed.
The MO is different than the earlier robberies. The robber is waiting for the courier outside of the stores rather than committing the robberies inside the stores.
The one thing that has not changed is the terror the gang inflicts.
I heard him say, just give it up, give it up. Once I heard him say that, I just dropped the bag. He took out a can of pepper spray and just sprayed him in the face.
When he pulls the gun out and points it right at you, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking my life is over. Here they teach us to go home. And I did the right thing. I gave it to him. And I'm alive.
The next victim might not be so lucky. So please, if you recognize this man or know anything about the accomplices he's working with, call our hotline at 1-800-CRIME-TV.
As you can see, this gang is getting bolder and bolder, and it doesn't look like they plan to stop their terror anytime soon. So we got to stop it for them. Go to AMW.com to take a good look at this suspect and read up on the case. If you know anything that can help cops grab him and his accomplices, please leave your tip online. And of course, you can always call our hotline. And I guarantee you that you can remain anonymous. Now, stay with us. We'll be right back.
Up next, somewhere in paradise hides a predator.
Individuals like this live in their own little fantasy world. They're sick, they're demented.
He messed with the wrong cookie, because I'm not going to rest until he is where he belongs.